The Struggling Artist Record Club is a vinyl record subscription service where I hunt and curate the best punk and punk-adjacent music out there and mail their record to your door each and every month. Imagine finding your new favorite band from across the country without ever having to leave the house. It doesn't get much better than that. The excitement of discovering new music just got that much easier. As a member of the Struggling Artist Record Club, you are going to receive some of the best music you've ever heard from bands you may never even heard of. Whether you've been collecting records for years or just starting out, the Struggling Artist Record Club is designed specifically for you. And right now, all new members get a Struggling Artist Record Club exclusive along with the monthly selection. So head to StrugglingArtistRecordClub.com, pick a membership, and start building that collection today. We just wing it. We're just going to wing it.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Struggling Artist Podcast anniversary episode, struggling with Trev Allen in his long tenure as the CEO of the Struggling Artist Podcast. Thanks for joining me today, Trev.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me on my show. My tea has like some kind of weird, I don't know if there was like soap still in this cup.
What kind of tea? Oh, that's not good. I know that feeling. It's the worst.
It's got like froth, like I was making like a latte or something. I don't know. We're gonna.
It's good. It aids digestion.
Yeah.
A little soap keeps you honest, keeps you clean inside and out.
I hope so, because I've been really sick. So.
So usually this is like an end of year, beginning of the year affair, and the team has been struck with illnesses, especially our benevolent overlord, Trev Allen, has been dragged through the mud by the forces of nature.
Hell yeah.
So we're finally glad to be here together, talking about what's going on in the podcast, what's new, what's old, what's to come, and we're going to unpack some of the history here today.
I like that.
I think. So we're going to put Trev in the hot seat, ask him some questions, have a little talking, see how the shoe feels on the other foot. But first, I think we got some messages from the listening public that we want to share.
Yeah. Let's start with the email. So we got an email from Bill of Dead Prophet Alive. And I'm assuming because like I think he wants me to share this one because normally he would just text me, you know. Or call me.
Too late now.
Yeah. So, hey, Trev, I tell you, man, trying to keep the creative flow and charge alive in a world where the talentless and insipid seem to rule the roost is nothing short of draining. Art isn't about competition, and I refuse to allow those sentiments to be the fuel for people's desire to keep creating. But when I keep seeing grassroots artists across many subgenres destroying themselves to release the best of who they are and being met with deaf ears, it continues to try to beat and defeat who we are as humans who have nothing else to offer this world except music that we create. All I can say is, although we are suffering in a new world where everything seems to have been done and new content is met with mockery and vapid comparison, we must keep striving to the best of who we are. We must keep the engine of productivity alive because the ones who are on top of their fastidious and empty industry mandated lackluster will continue to collapse under their own talentless guilt. We are the ones creating the true form of what's real, and we can never be silenced for it. For everyone putting their everything out there to be heard, keep going and stay loud. Bill Bernardzik, Dead Prophet Alive.
Hallelujah, Bill.
Huh?
Hallelujah, Bill.
Yeah, yeah. Have you met him? He's been to a couple of the shows at the house.
I don't think I have. I may have met him, but I'm not.
He's the one that had the tent at the last one.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. He is this guy was I met him, I was probably like a senior in high school. Him like he was from way out in Connecticut, well, I won't say where he lives, but and he was like he happened to be camping down in my area and I met a buddy of mine and then they all connected and they brought him we all met and it was like I mean we've been buddies ever since we were roommates for a while and very talented musician. Very talented musician. And like I want him I try to get him to sing more. But he doesn't like to sing. So but he made like this like awesome like new metal album a few years ago and had someone sing on it for him and he composed the whole thing. And then, he sent it to somebody who did the vocals. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So pretty cool. So that was from Bill. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate it. I'm assuming, like I said, it sounded like he wanted me to read it, right? Like that was
it sounds like a message to the public. Any force of creation is a positive thing, regardless of what it is you're creating. Even the most dire, ugly thing is the act of creation is a positive force in a world besieged by peril. So
I think you two would like have a really good conversation, to be honest. So all right. We're gonna do some voicemails?
Let's do some voicemails.
All right, we got a few of them here. Let's see. Hopefully I turned this up loud enough. We'll start with this one.
Yo, Trev, this struggling artist appreciates everything you do for the community. I hope you have a great new year. I hope it brings some prosperity your way and mine. Anyways, remember that time you told that person to shut up at my show back in October?
Oh, boy.
Well, that was awesome. Much love, my friend. Your pal, Jesse. Talk to you later.
I could tell that was him without him saying it was him. You know what I mean?
It took me like 2 sentences, and I'm like, I'm narrowing this down. I wasn't sure if he was going to say his name or sign off, but then it became clear. Shout out Jesse Ahern.
Yeah, shout out Jesse Ahern. So he did a show down in Westerly with Lenny. It was like a round robin thing. Like they would like sing a song, tell a story, and there was 4 people that did it. And this just old towny drunk guy came in and he was just being obnoxious and he was like heckling and like so I went up to him like, hey man, you keep it down. Just turn it down a little bit. Cause like there was like people leaving because of this guy, you know what I mean? And when I turned over, Jesse and Lenny were like laughing because they saw they watched me do that thing. So yeah, that was an interesting evening.
Hey, I mean, you move with a certain authority, Like if you told me to shut up, I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
I don't like doing that though. You know what I mean?
Well, like, I know you don't. Well, that's the thing. It's a powerful tool used only when necessary,
Yeah. And but in my hometown I have less tolerance for bullshit than I do anywhere else in the world. So I don't know why, but when I'm home, like it's like that black cloud kind of comes over me and I'm just
I feel like we can unpack that a little more. There's a lot of the history of Westerly and Westerly culture sort of throughout the podcast sprinkled in.
It's like a therapy
Yeah, sort of.
All right, let's go with the next one. You ready? All right, here we go.
Hey Trev, it's Growler from Now Merciless Graves. Congrats on another great year with the podcast. I always love it's the reason I get out of bed on Monday morning, so I always appreciate it and I appreciate you. I just wanted you to know that the podcast is really important to me this year. I was finally wrapping up cancer treatment. I was in radiation last year in January, and you're in this big room, and it's kind of intimidating, and you can't bring anybody in there with you. So instead of playing music, I actually asked them to put on The Struggling Artist because it helped me feel connected to the scene at a time when I couldn't be there as much, and it kind of felt like I had my friend in the room. I got to hear your voice, and that was very reassuring at a very weird time. So thank you for what you do. Thank you for keeping us all connected. Thanks for being a friend to me and the community. And here's to many more good years for the podcast and a better year for you and everybody else coming up. Take care.
That was really sweet.
Do we have an applause thing on your Roadcaster? Can you hit it? Yeah.
I do have sound effects. Yes.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Shout out. All right. That's loud. That's enough. Shout out Growler. That was really sweet. I didn't know that she had them play that for her while she was having her treatment. So that's really sweet. I'm gonna have to text her later and thank her for that, because now like that just like, I don't know, gave me affirmation on everything that I do, because I was doubting it walking into this today. So
good. It's good to start with the affirmations.
Yeah. That was good. Yeah. Growler will be getting a text later, I promise. All right, we got one more here.
It's a mystery.
Hey, Trev, Mike Shue from
here we go.
Pike. Did you say in your voicemail message it was 2023? Is it not 2026?
I might have to change.
Okay. Now I'm really confused. I had this whole message planned out, but now I'm really confused as to about everything about time and space, man. All right. I mean, you just sent me through some kind of vortex. I'm swirling in a giant metaphysical black hole of nothingness here. I don't know what year I'm in. I don't know. I hope it's 2023. There's a lot of things I'd like to do over. But one thing I wanted to bring up is for the Struggling Artist Record Club. Listen, it's great. Yet to see anything from Supertramp.
All right.
From you guys. I mean, where is the Supertramp? Why are you being Supertrampist? Why? What do you have against Supertramp? All right. Listen, sometime let's get together and we'll talk about it over breakfast in America. Okay, bye.
You know, I have a copy of that record here. We can just send it over. I'll pack it up. I'll send it over.
I wonder. I don't think I
just
have
assumed anyone with a turntable had the Supertramp record.
I don't have that one. I think I have Even in the Quietest Moments, and I might have Crime of the Century. I don't think I have Breakfast in America though.
I feel like there's this trend where it's like when you first get a turntable, someone older in your family finds out. It's like, I have a box of my records in my attic. You can have them. And it's just like that, Huey Lewis and the News.
I just got a Huey Lewis record yesterday. So
I've been trying to get rid of the one Huey Lewis record I have for like 10 years. It keeps following me. Like I'll give it away. I think it's 4. I'll give it away, and then it somehow finds its way back. It's like it's ridiculous. It's like, it's a horror. It's a true horror. It's like it's like you put it one place and you wake up, it's in the bed with you. It's like that kind of thing.
Mike, yeah, because he knows I'm a huge Supertramp fan. So he was like, but he's a huge Rush fan, and I feel like Supertramp gets like the equal amount of hate that Rush gets at times. Either that or people just don't know who Supertramp is, even though like,
well, they'll know the songs, but they don't know it's Supertramp.
Exactly. Yeah. Because like they're in commercials and everything else. So I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Supertramp. So, but they don't they don't have any new records that I could send for the record club, Mike. Sorry, buddy. So,
well, maybe we can get a deal, for some like rarities or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. We have an official the Boston Music Award nominated Struggling Artist podcast. Runs weekly with a wide listenership. We have a good pitch. We're working on our pitch so we can get these things like Supertramp records and the Puddle of Mud interview. And all these kind of things. So yeah, make sure you subscribe on Patreon to help us fund those excursions. But yeah, I wanted to say congratulations, Trev, on another year of what episodes are you at now? Because I know I'm thinking of stuff in the background and the foreground, like what's coming up. So
yeah. So tomorrow will be episode of this recording, right? So we're recording this on Sunday, January 18th. On January 19th, episode 402 will be dropping. Yeah, I surpassed Anxious and Angry, which I never thought I would, as far as like episodes. Like, not that it's a contest or anything like that, but
but I mean, it's you're consistent. You're religiously consistent to the grind.
Except for a couple weeks ago. It was the first time.
And so like when I was thinking about this, I went back and I listened to the very first 2 episodes of the podcast. And one, I was struck at how much younger you sound. If I didn't have like a point of comparison, I'd be like, oh, he sounds about the same. But listening to you so frequently now and talking to you, and then looking back, I'm like, wow, he's so like, I mean, we're talking almost 10 years ago, right? This is 2017.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's no short chunk of time. And what really struck me is sort of the goal of the podcast seems to be the same from the jump. It's like, hey, we want to like talk to small artists and like talk to them about things and give them a platform to like promote the things they're doing. And it sort of feels like you've come really far in that vision. Does it feel like that?
Sometimes. Sometimes. So so like in the beginning, I was uninspired. And so like I wanted to talk to artists so I could become inspired again. So my buddy Greg and I, we were just talking to any kind of artist, right? And then I relaunched and I was talking to any kind of artist still, and I realized that like I think I need to pick a lane, you know? So I picked the lane of music. No idea why, other than I love music. But and now I'm at the point now where I can kind of have other people on, right? Like now I have a listenership. So I guess
it's reopened.
Yeah. So like I've had Matthew Norman on, who's an author. I've had I've had journalists on, photographers. You know what I mean? So it's cool that I kind of came back around with it. But yeah, I do feel. What was the question?
No, yeah, like you arrived at some point, or was there a point? I think like because you really started picking up steam during the pandemic. Was there a point where you're like, oh, it's like actually, I'm doing the thing I set out to be doing? Or I know that's always like a work in progress. Like we're never finished. If we were satisfied with our work, we wouldn't be doing it now. Right. You know.
Yeah. To answer your question, 2024, I think, beginning of 2024, because I ended up buying the new interface, the big interface that I have now.
Yeah, with the applause.
Yeah. With the So when I did that, I was like, I think I'm in this. Like, this is what I'm like. This is what I do now. You know.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's funny because your second ever podcast is with Modern Horrors, who are doing a podcast. And they're also, I looked at it recently, and they're like, you actually probably have a comparable amount of episodes as them at this point. And they were sort of talking about like what you need to do to like get into the podcasting game, because you're interviewing them and they've been doing this for a while. And now like you've reached your own kind of like established thing. And I think in a field where it's like a lot of people are trying to make something, you've really fostered like a community around like the thing you're doing. And that's really kind of came into focus in like the past like 2-3 years, I think.
Yeah, thank you. I think so too. I think that, and that was kind of the, I guess the goal, even though I didn't really say it out loud until like I started getting in that lane of interviewing musicians and people in the music world. Like, and I was like, cause like music has always been something that like kind of like has always brought people together. Right. Like, as far as like, you know, in like being able to share music with people or like bond over a band or something like that. So I think I'm very grateful to be in the position that I'm in at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you ever, before the very first episode you ever did, had you ever interviewed anyone before?
No.
Like for anything else, like in writing or anything else, you just decided you want to like ask people questions?
Yeah. I just wanted to pick their brains and
it all came out of like just a total feeling like you're in a rut kind of thing.
Yeah, it all came right from there. So, and it's funny because like I know it's interviewing, but I always say conversations, right? Because
right.
It's easier for me from working in like the bar industry and stuff. Like I can just talk to people. I have a harder time like texting people than I do like talking to them, which is weird. But like at the same time, like I'm not as extroverted as I appear to be through the podcast. You know what I mean? So it's just a weird thing. It's just like a weird skill that I have because I feel like when I used to tend bar, like I'm performing. You know what I mean? And I kind of felt like when I was doing the podcast, not that I say this is fake or anything, but like I was like, it was a job. So like I took it as a job, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Well, it's like a skill you turn on. I mean, like that's like the classic introvert thing. It doesn't mean like you're antisocial, you know, it just means that it requires a certain amount of like work and energy and all that kind of thing. I was curious, did that Faces of Westerly exhibition ever get shown? Josh Bean, photographer, was doing Faces of Westerly.
Yeah, I know. He was just kind of putting them out there, and he would interview. He would do interviews. He would interview them a little bit and get to know the person and take photos, and yep.
Yeah, the shadow of Westerly seems to loom large over the podcast, which is why, like, when you did that Mike Cain event down there in the theater, it felt like that must have felt like righteous because it's like the big homecoming, like a local boy does good kind of thing.
Yeah. Local trouble does good finally, that kind of thing. Yeah, that was cool. That was something too. Like the United Theater, when I was a little boy, that was a movie theater, and they shut their doors. Like I remember, I saw Ghostbusters there, and I don't think I've ever saw a movie there again because they closed. So like for that to be reopened, like was and like for me to be able to do something there was really cool for me. Like that was like a full circle moment, I think, for like my life, you know.
Did you ever think about like were you ever recording yourself like when you were writing and stuff? Did you ever doing like narrations of what you were doing?
No, when I was a kid, we used to make our own radio shows. Like,
do you still have any?
No. I mean, like, and we did like, we used to like hand them, like, kids at school wanted to listen to them. You know what I mean? And it was like, you know, it's.
Did you have mixtapes with like narration essentially?
Yeah, basically, we would first it was just like us just goofing off doing like radio shows, like pretending to be radio DJs, kind of like what I do now, but then like as we got into music, as we got a little older, I mean, we're talking like, you know, in the 3rd grade, 4th grade, we were making these tapes. And as we got a little older and we got into music, we started, we could dub them over because we would have like, someone would have like the 2 cassette thing, you know.
Before that, were you doing tapes with no music, just like fake radio shows?
Yeah, it was just a
like
bunch
for kicks, just like.
Yeah. I did actually. I also
like with a bunch of friends, or were you doing that by yourself?
Yeah, a bunch of friends. And then I would do stuff alone. Like I made I was a big fan when I was a kid. I loved horror movies. I still do, but like I was a huge fan of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which was like this terrible, stupid B horror movie, right? It's got a huge cult following now. But when I was like probably like 9, I made a sequel, but it was a radio play. Like War of the World style kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had like sound effects. So I had this like, I remember I had this like this little gun that would make like noises, but it had like different, it wasn't like I don't know, it just had different like sound effects on it. So I was using that, and I was like I was doing like the War of the Worlds thing, but like using that and talking about these killer clowns from outer space. Like
that's insane. I wish that has to be in someone's attic somewhere, right? It's
gotta be somewhere. I remember because like my oldest cousin used to babysit us. She actually was at she comes to all the shows. My cousin Amy, she comes to the shows at the house. She's been to the thing. So she's always been my biggest supporter, like my creative stuff, which is awesome. But I remember I made that, and she used to babysit all, like it's like 7 of us that are around the same age. So she used to babysit all of us, and like a couple of my cousins were like making fun of me for making this thing, and like I remember she like I don't know if she like beat them up or something for it, but like she was like, she definitely stood up for me, you know what I mean? You know, so Yeah.
When I was a kid, one time, me and my friend we tried to make like a superhero video on like a handheld camera, whatever. And I was like Spatula Man. That was like my superhero persona.
Awesome.
And I'm like, yeah, there's something like when you're young, you have like this no filter, just sense of fun about doing stuff like that. Like I had when I was like maybe 12 or 13, I had one of those mini tape decks, like the little office size ones, like that you walk around and speak into. And Lord knows what the fuck I was talking about to myself.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I've always been like, my imagination was huge growing up and like creating things. And like I had to, like, it was just something when I learned about like writing and stuff, that's where a lot of like good things came from for me. A lot of good memories and stuff was because I was writing things. So
yeah, and I mean, how's the audiobook coming? Or are we not allowed to talk about it?
No, we could talk about it. I wanted it to actually, I have it on my list here for on my like personal goals for this past year. I didn't complete it in time, but that's because I got really sick. Like I had a huge so my job, we were off from Christmas to New Year's. We were off, and my goal was I was going to have it finished in that week, but I got sick. So I got sick and like I couldn't talk, and you know what I mean? So
yeah. I mean, that's like, it's hard. Recording an audiobook is hard. I don't think people realize like the kind of work that goes into that. I learned a lot this year about the strain of just speaking to yourself to the open air and dealing with that.
Yeah.
And finding like a rhythm alone can be really difficult.
You did a good job. And I want to just kind of, I know like you have this, like, I kind of want to just kind of sidebar for a second here.
Yeah, sure. They're all sidebars.
Yeah, so like, I want to just a real like big shout out to you for taking over the Underground Noise, and you've made this thing into your own thing. And I love that. And I'm happy that you've done it. And I don't see it any other way now. I see it the way you do it, and like, you know what I'm saying. So you're stuck with it. You're stuck with.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I just try to make it fun for myself, hopefully, and then if anyone listens to it, it's fun for them. Yeah. I think like the saving grace of what makes it work is everyone who's an artist, secretly or not secretly, wants to hear someone talk about them.
Right.
You know, unless you're like super famous and you're not worried about it, you know, unless like rock stars of old didn't have to read their reviews. But I'm betting most people now, it's like, oh, you got reviewed by this person, or this person said something about you. You want to find out what the fuck they said.
Yeah.
I'm not. And I mean, there's a certain amount of vanity, but also it's like, you know, people want to feel like their stuff's being seen, you know, and there's so much stuff out there. I mean, I feel like I just wish I could do more find more angles and more stuff, but it's like a flood. It's like a flood of things, you know. But if one person finds something,
if you want to do one every week, you can.
we'll see. I'll really get good at talking to myself then, you know.
Yeah.
It's funny. I thought about like the very beginning of doing it. Like I was so much more guarded than I think I got towards the end. Like I think I sort of found a better comfort zone.
I don't even
try
have
not to be so serious.
I don't even have to like I don't even have to edit really your stuff anymore. Like the first couple times I did, and then after that, like you got it, man. You got it.
Yeah, I don't worry, I edit it. I try to do it before I send you.
You do a tremendous job with it, seriously. And like because you took that over, because we were talking at the end of last year, not end of 2024. You were talking about, hey, can I? You know what I mean? You're like, I said, you want this thing, you can have it. You know what I mean? And then you took it over, man. You ran with it all year, and it's been great.
And it's sort of fun because I'm trying to like weasel my way into talking to more people in more of like a focused conversation with specific to the show and not stepping on your toes. But it's really interesting because I've always had this thing where I come. No, people need the Trev voice. It's like clearly wholesome. I mean, if you're listening to it in treatment alone, it's
that's
what better thing could someone say about your voice? You know,
that blew my mind. But Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, but it's sort of funny because like my whole life I've always been like reading interviews with musicians and other artists, listening to them during like the advent of like more radio availability and like podcast availability, and just like sort of devouring stuff. But it's really interesting to me that like sometimes there are artists I love that are fascinating that I would never have anything to say to. Like there's nothing you would ask them, you know, they're just sort of like they're just making art, they're just making stuff. I feel like that's like the common denominator though of everyone. It's like, oh yeah, I just like pulled up my socks and sat down and started working on my songs or whatever.
Yeah.
Or my book or my photos. You just sit down and work. That seems to be like the common denominator of like every artist.
I tell you, like,
yeah.
You taking over the Underground Noise has given me time to work on my other things, right? So, like, because like and that's why I kind of stopped doing it, because I was like, there's a lot of work into it. Like, I mean, from start to finish, it was taking me 8 hours to get a 3-minute audio thing, because I was researching and then figuring it out. Then I have to time it right. Like, how do I get all of this info into 3 minutes? And like, it was a pain. But also because of you doing that, like, it gave me the like, hey, maybe I can, like, because we stopped doing the recaps, the Record Club recaps for a while, and then and I didn't want to stop it, but I was like, why do I want to review the record I'm sending? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just didn't make sense, and like I needed more time to do other things. So if you didn't take over the Underground Noise and take it off and have it take off like they did, I would have never even thought about grabbing 2 guys from the Record Club and being like, hey, you want to have a podcast? You know what I mean? So now we have Dave and Ryan doing the Record Club recap.
Yeah, that's the funniest pair, I swear to God.
It's great. It's like a Shane Black.
It's very complimentary.
Yeah, it's like a Shane Black buddy cop kind of film. You know what I mean? That's what we got going. It's cool, and like they're doing a great job. You know, they were like worried about this and that. I'm like, look, just don't worry about any of that. Like, if you go back and listen to some of my beginning recordings, like it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, it's funny. You say something in like one of the first episodes, like, oh yeah, we don't edit anything.
Yeah. I didn't at first, yeah. So
like, yeah, that's a really good idea. Just leave tape running the whole time. Yeah. And I'm like, yes, leave tape running the whole time, and edit. You don't have to edit like crazy, you know, but just like there's some annoying gaps that you just don't need, tangents that you don't need sometimes when you're talking to somebody or talking to yourself.
But going back to what you said earlier, like all of this stuff is like growing this like community, right? That's like. And it's growing a community that was always there, but I think like doing the podcast and having people involved that like Record Club members and stuff like that, like it's allowing them, maybe because if they were intimidated before because they weren't musicians, now they can be part of this thing, even though they always were, they just didn't realize it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it takes a village, you know.
It takes a village.
I mean I almost said there's no musician without anyone to listen to it, which isn't true, because some people, you know, are totally content to sit at home and work on hundreds of songs and just that's it, you know. Like there's something satisfying about that, but a lot of people sort of have the urge to put something out in the world, you know. And I mean, you have that too, right? Because you wouldn't be you could call up someone on the phone to talk, you know, if you wanted to talk, but there's something about like contributing something. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
like being part of that river of life or whatever.
Yeah, no, I think one of the biggest things too about the podcast and everything was like, you know, growing up and everything. Like I always felt so alone with everything, whether it's like struggling with mental health or the way I thought about things or music choices and stuff like that. So like, I think that's a big theme with the podcast, right? Like to let people know they're not alone. And that's why I talk about all the things I talk about. That's why we do our struggling with ourselves episode every once in a while. And why when I have artists on and they want to talk about life too, like we'll talk about life, you know what I mean? Because right. I think being able to relate helps people, you know?
Yeah. If anything, I'd be interesting to like hear more of that angle from like people on. Even though I understand not everyone wants to like talk about those things, or
it's kind of a weird, like you gotta so like I mean when I send the pitch or whatever, it's like we talk about this, we talk about that. Anything you don't want to talk about, we won't. You know what I mean? Because like I want the person to feel comfortable. One of the things I have noticed is like I've had some of these episodes will start off and they're like real, like I'm like, oh no, this isn't going well. But once the person opens up, like I guess I get them comfortable enough, and then it's like it's awesome. You know what I mean? And I don't try to trick people into talking about things. Like the real one, probably one of the first times, it was the first time I had Lenny Lashley on, and like he started talking about like, you know, he got into some stuff about like things he went through and he deals with, and that kind of really like made me like, whoa, like this guy's, you know, this was really awesome that he was able to share this. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to be vulnerable in a format like this, I guess, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's not therapy per se, but it is not totally different. You know? Like once you start talking things, you sort of like reveal yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's interesting. It's like your story is like revealed throughout like hundreds of episodes where it's like if you think about it, you really get sort of like a portrait of Trev, like the more you listen. And that's a compliment. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I know.
Like, but it is funny. It's like people can know a lot more about your life story. Like a lot of stuff comes up a lot, you know, because you're talking to people for the first time. You know, first, sometimes second time if they're coming back. And so like you bring stuff up that people who've been listening have heard. And so it drives home like the Trev personal history.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm sure there's people who don't know you that know about what states you've lived in.
Where I liked it, where I didn't. Yeah. It's, you know, it's funny because I remember one time at a show you said something to me. You're like, we need a movie about you. Because I think it was like I said something about when I was married. And you're like, wait, you were married? Like,
yeah, no. I think the funniest thing you fucking said to me is you're like, yeah, I used to drive this. What was there's like some little convertible that your ex had, and you couldn't fit in it, so like you had to drive with the top down, your head just sticking out.
Yeah, so
I don't know. Was it like a Mazda Miata or something like?
No, it was a Toyota Celica. And it had a sunroof, and I had to open the sunroof to drive because it was a piece of shit. And like she worked far away, so she had my truck, and I was like, well, I'm just driving up the road to the garage, so I'll just take your car. And like, no, it would be snowing, and
like that image is burned in my head. Like I think about that all the time.
It's like that Simpsons episode, you know, when the really tall guy is in the. Ever seen that one when are you making fun of the size of my automobile? You ever seen that episode of The Simpsons? No.
Well, no, it's funny because I think it was that we played in Lowell. I think that's what the show was. Because remember, I drove my partner's smart car up to the show, and I think that's what initiated this conversation. Yeah, because I had all my gear and stuff in the smart car.
Yeah.
Because I was vanless at the time. I'd like recently sold the van, and I'm just like, okay, I can get myself and my stuff here. Try not to be seen.
I don't know, man. It's been a wild ride, man. It's been a wild ride, you know. Like the BMA stuff is always. I'm not like, I'll admit, like I like that we get recognized. I don't care about winning. I just like that, like again, it kind of like affirms kind of, all right, people are listening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I wanted you to win is so it gives like I feel like from a musician standpoint it's not something I care about a ton because it's like there's lots of ways your art can be validated or not validated, and you don't necessarily need your art validated by like a voter or committee, you know. That's not what like that's about, you know. But I think because the podcast field is so crowded, it's nice to have a little bit of validation that it's like, oh, this is a real thing. It's not just a bunch of like dudes circle jerking for like 45 minutes about nothing, because there's a lot of that. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And like this year was really cool because like, so, you know, the first 2 years I had COVID, right? So I couldn't go. Last year, Jeff and I went, we had a good time. This year you came with us.
Yeah, I had a great time. I've never been before. It's awesome.
Yeah. And like, I think like I met more people this year. I met the We Book Things person.
You never met B-Man before?
No, and that was and that was a
Shut
cool
up, Brian. Awesome dude.
Yeah, because like I was like, oh man, like you put on like, yeah, I know who you are because I follow you and I see all the shows you're putting on. And he's like, oh, I listened to your show, you know what I mean? So it was just cool. And then we got interviewed by Randall, right?
Yeah, shout out Randall. Happenstance is falling.
Yeah,
College out of Beverly, Massachusetts.
that made me feel like that to me was better than winning. Like to be interviewed, to be honest with you, like it was like it felt good to have someone like want to talk to us about what we do. You know what I mean, with the struggling artists. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. I had fun. I definitely had fun at this one. I know I bailed early, but that's just me. Right?
No, it is a long event.
It is a long one. Yeah.
It's not like leaving a show early. You know, it's like people come in, come out. You know.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun though. It was great.
Yeah, it was a good time. Next year we'll get Chris here too. So hopefully.
Yeah, that he's the lucky one. He has to like. We need the every card in the deck, you know.
Yeah.
To win. That sort of.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that could be. Well,
yeah, that's all it is. Clearly.
In that case, I'm gonna have to fly Ryan and Dave out here. Oh man, yeah. So I don't know, man. It's cool, man. It's just cool what we're doing. It's cool. What we do. I think this year was really big for me as far as like not necessarily like I have like the list of people who are in waiting, and then I have a list of people who I want to talk to. Like, not that I don't want to talk to everybody, but like I have a list of like these are like my I don't know, these would be awesome if I could. I don't think I can list, you know, and like that, you know, like talking to Greg Deal from Dead Pioneers was huge for me. Like that guy gives TED Talks.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
No, I was so glad you got that one. That was like awesome conversation. That felt like a big moment.
Yeah,
for you too. I feel like the reaches aren't as much reaches as you think.
Yeah, you know, and like
I mean, there's no puddle mud, but like that's my list.
Little Matt of Yes Ma'am, that was a cool one to get. Like I never thought I'd be able to land that one. Just I don't know, it just like I had a lot of fun. Like it was a lot of episodes this year. Matthew Norman coming back on and talk about his new book. Like I thought after the first one he wasn't going to come back, but he did. You know? So it's just like I don't know, man. And like locally speaking too, like, you know, I finally got Time and Place on the podcast. I've been trying to get them on the podcast for years, you know. What happened there?
We have a guest dog appearance.
I lost my microphone.
Oh, I can hear you.
Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Something. Oh, there we go. I hit a button.
Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, well, my the phone, the struggling artist hotline phone fell and it hit a button. When it fell.
I was thinking, I don't know if you ever watched Metalocalypse, like way back, but there's a scene where like the singer is recording the entire works of Shakespeare as an audiobook. And then he's like, "Oh, you're gonna kill me! I forgot to hit the record button." Yeah, and then like, anyway, good times, fun little musician show.
Yeah, Micah, talking to Micah Schnabel and Vanessa.
That was a long time coming. I was very happy.
Coming.
Like I was waiting for that one for like 2 years. Like before you met them, I was like, oh, like Trev needs to talk to these people.
Yeah, that I love what they do, you know, and I was able to talk to them at Puza, and I was like, hey, I do this stupid little podcast, and you know, and they're like, oh, we would love to do it. Like, oh, okay, cool, you know. I had Mark on to promote new music. That's crazy.
That's weird that was last year. That felt like forever ago.
I know. Yeah, we had Mark on to promote new music. I finally got Older Humanity on the podcast. I finally got Red on. Red was probably one of my favorite episodes, like conversations.
Another one I've been waiting for.
Having them on was awesome. You know, we talked about so much stuff, and I'd love to have Red back. And you know, so
I'd love to see more episodes done in the wild. You know, like rogue or not rogue. Like if you go up to Puza again this year, you know.
Oh yeah, so that's the thing. Like
stuff like that.
Now that we have video, I need like a film crew. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the hardest part right now is like, cause like I used to love doing in-person interviews, but that was when we were just doing audio. And now that we're doing video, it's like, unless I can get, you know, I can hire Jeff for the day, you know what I mean?
Just throw a camera on, you know?
So I should probably buy a camera, to be honest with you. I should probably buy not even an expensive one, like just one that would work for doing this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, with tape. And you can make everything look like it's like 1993. People love that shit. There's been like this weird trend lately. I think there's been a lot of hardcore bands like having their shows filmed on old like whatevers. And it's like a recent show that looks like it's like 40 years old.
That's funny.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So, yeah. So you know what? We started off with this thing. You were asking about Josh Bean, right?
Yeah. Did he ever come back on the show?
He did. He did come back on the show in 2020, I think. So we had him on originally for one of the first episodes, and I brought him back because like I was.
Yeah, you guys are talking about like the iPhone 6.
Like, so, you know, it's funny. Josh and I went to high school together. He was a year ahead of me, but he used to like I used to catch rides with him on the way home sometimes, and yeah, good guy. You know, we had the same school bus.
What did you listen to in the car?
Oh, geez, I don't remember. Probably hip hop. We were probably listening to some kind of 90s hip hop at that time, you know. 96 to 99 had a lot of good hip hop, and it was in that time frame. So, yeah. I just bought a bunch of hip hop CDs from like that time frame recently.
Hell yeah.
You know what?
CDs are back.
I wanted to. Oh, did I say CDs? I meant I bought records.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I wanted to listen to. I heard like Method Man on like a clip, and I'm like, now I want to listen to Method Man, and I don't have a streamer other than Bandcamp, so I ordered like the record, and then I ended up getting Apple Music for like 3 months free. So I was like, all right, now I can listen to all that stuff and get it out of my system until I want. So I want to listen to it again and find another, 3 months free trial for something.
Man, I could probably burn you a CD. I like bootlegged so much music when I was younger. I think the statute of limitations has passed, where I can say that. Yeah, but
yeah. So, man, I don't know. Like I got some other things here. Like, talking to 40 reps was awesome. Who else did I have on this list? Just Jeff Rowe was another good one.
Jeff Rowe, amazing. I just finished his other book like the other day.
Really? Yeah.
The Irate Gods of Late Stage Capitalism. Really good. Check it out. And all his short story book, All Bones, Future Dust. I believe that's the title off. And that was really wonderful. And I remember like when he put that out, I was like getting really knee deep in like reading a lot of like indie horror and stuff. And that is like sort of a minefield kind of place because there's like a lot of trash. There's a lot of stuff that's just like not good in every conceivable way. There's stuff that like is too pretentious for its own good. They think they're like genius philosophers, or there's just like trashy splatterpunk where it's just like the goriest, most vile shit just because they can write it. And there's lots of good stuff, but you gotta like dig through the weeds. And then out of nowhere to me, I'm sure he'd been working on this for a long time, Jeff's like, oh, I have a book I self-published, and if anyone wants a copy, hit me up, I'll send it to you. And it was great. Like it stands up to anything I would read otherwise, and that's not to like downplay independent stuff, but it's weird because at least with books, I still feel like there's more gatekeepers than there are with music, where it's like if you're self-published, it still seems a little more frowned upon in
Good, because
the
that's what I
writing
want.
landscape.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it is. I don't know. It's not my world that I know about. But I can tell you it's like there's a lot. Any band can put out a record and like go direct to their audience like very easily, you know. But that's because you're going out there and like playing and stuff, you know. Like you have a way to build the audience that's not just your like work. But I feel like for writers, it must be a little tougher. I don't know. I'm actually always guffawed when I get to like ask a writer something, because at this point, like musicians to me are just musicians. Um, I'm like, oh, you're just someone else who plays music. Like, it's not a good or bad thing, but the mystique is sort of not there as much for me. Like when I'm talking to a musician, like I don't get starstruck like I used to when I was a kid or something. Maybe for like a handful of people that might be the case, but I'm just like, oh, it's just a musician playing music, just on a different scale. But anyone who writes anything, I'm like, oh my god. I don't know. That's just yeah.
No, that's awesome.
I had a vision for like a segment. I'm not sure if it'll ever land, but I want to get more authors on the Underground Noise.
Hell yeah.
When they have new releases and ask them about what they're listening to. That's sort of like a 2026 goal. I thought that'd be fun.
That's awesome. I like that. Yeah. What do you have any other goals for the Underground Noise for this year?
I don't know. There's a few people I've reached out to about potentially coming on and having a conversation about like a release or something. We haven't really scheduled anything yet. We're still pretty early in there. And it's weird because every January I'm like, oh, I wonder, gotta wait, have a little buffer between when new music's coming out, and the note right away it's just like rainfall of new stuff happening. It's like I don't even have to look. It's like I open Instagram for like 5 minutes and I just write down my notes. I write down my notes.
It can be hard, man. Plus, I get like notifications from Bandcamp from bands, and I'm like, shit. Like, there's always something.
I used to be way better about looking at those, and then like over the pandemic, I bought so much stuff that it ended up being like
it's overwhelming.
It'd be like, oh, it's Bandcamp Friday. You get like 500 emails. Shit like that.
Well, I want to say, speaking of writing, you launched our first article this past year.
Yeah, I'd like to get us more into articles and reviews. I think there's a lot of space. I think written reviews are still important for bands.
They are. I
think there's, even for like small groups that do interviews, reviews and things, it's hard to like get your foot in the door with like someone with cold calling people, you know. But I'd love to have people submit stuff. Yeah, I mean, at least that's been my experience.
I should just forward every email I get to you. Like,
no, I know that's what I'm saying. These places get so many emails that they're like, we're not reviewing all this stuff.
Yeah, it's hard.
Like it's hard to actually get someone to like
to
consciously listen to music. And I'd say like one place that still does it is Razor Cake, is still old school like that. You have to like send them a record. Like they don't take like digital links or anything. You have to like send them a record. And every time I do, the person who gets it never really likes what we're doing, but that's fine. There's still something nice about seeing your stuff like in print, you know?
Yeah, I know. I think so. I think it's still needed. And I would love to have more of that. Like I don't think a lot of people know, like you are a big like driving force of, hey, like, what do you think about this? Like you always, and I'm like, that's great. Let's do it. Like I'm always willing to do whatever. It's just whether or not I have the bandwidth to like spearhead it, or not.
No, me too. That's the same problem, right?
Yeah. So like that's why we could do articles and just, you can put them up there, whatever you want. Like, I don't think there's a big, like I'm not an editor. I can kind of look at something and be like, maybe if you worded this differently, but like as far as punctuation and grammar, like that's not me. Like I'm a storyteller. I'm not a. That's why I always say that. I'm like not a writer. I'm a storyteller.
Well, yeah, and there's so many different ways to like write a review of something. That's why I'd say it's. So yeah. So shameless plug. If you're a music fan, potential writer interested in writing written reviews, that'll be on the strugglingartistpodcast.com. Please reach out. We're looking to expand the team.
We are.
And I mean, people have different interests, different likes, It's like what you like might not be what I like. That's right. Even though. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. I was just gonna say, like, I think that's a I like that. I like that. Like I want somebody who like, because I listen to a lot of different things, but like if I don't necessarily like everything, but just because my taste is different doesn't mean it's not good, right? That's right, something
I mean, I think my thing is like I try to be more positive in the sense of like not using the little air I have to say something bad about what someone's doing, Yeah. Like if someone sent me something, I'd just be like, if it's not for me, it's not for me. I'm not going to like, we're not like Pitchfork in the early 2000s, just like trying to tear apart everyone to make yourself feel cooler. Like,
I won't let that happen. That's not going to be a thing.
Like, I mean, I think it's okay to be like interesting and critical. Like I like a well thought out review anytime I'm reading something about a release, or something like that. But, what's fun about the Underground Noise is it's not really reviews. It's sort of just like little plugs. Yeah. So it's like, I always I don't think about it as like, oh, I'm reviewing this like awesome thing that I am like, this is my thing. But I'm like, oh, I just want to like, what good can I find in this? Even if something's not my thing, like try to listen like I'm the listenership for whatever the thing is. And a lot of times, because I have I'm like everybody else. We have a variety of things we like, But
no, you're not like everyone else.
I try to keep that in mind.
Your scope, like I think my scope is like this, and yours is like woof, like you.
Well, the one thing that's funny that I like about it is I try to put really contrasting things in the show, and no one's ever said this to me, but like I'm always worried that people will be like a little too pretentious about like whatever fields they're working in. It's like putting a doom band next to a ska band, next to like a folk punk band. Right. It's sort of like I kind of want to work towards throwing that whole idea of like pretentiousness out the window.
Yeah, I know.
It's like all these things have value in like their own way. Like, and if you approach, and not everything has to be for you, but if you like, because I think there's still like cool kid genres and not cool kid genres, depending on which one you play.
There we go. I hit the button again. No, I agree with what you're saying. I don't know. For me, I'm just like, I want to hear it all too. Like, I'm just like, but like, I know
if it rocks, it rocks. That's
right.
It.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. And like whenever I'm stuck, I know I can hit you up and be like, I need a band for the turntable. What do you got? And then you'll send me something that I've never heard, and I love that. Yeah. I love that. So
yeah, like my philosophy is always like your next favorite thing that's gonna change your life is like around the corner, and you don't know it. I think that's the thing that like destroys me on the inside. It's like, there's something out there that could like change my life forever, and I don't even know what it is until you get there.
Yeah. That. Yeah. I don't.
You know what it was? I didn't listen to you guys did like a turntable episode that I had like skipped, or maybe I just listened through and it didn't stick. But when I found out you guys talked about the Twisted Teens record, like I found that record at the beginning of this year, and that like blew the doors off like my life. That is like,
I'm trying to remember that one.
They're like a New Orleans garage band, sort of, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah,
yes,
it's like a right place, right time. I heard that record. I'm like, oh my God, this is like, this is it. This is like the kind of this is like, this is exactly what I need right now. It's like, but I mean, timing is also part of it, right? You know, you hear something at the right time, something you might not have liked forever. One day you wake up and suddenly you get it.
I gotta tell you, Aria, you're talking like that's when I got your first record from Mark. It changed me.
Thanks, man. You know, it's weird. I had speaking of the timing thing though, and speaking of Jeff Rowe, like when I was younger, I used to see him play all the time when he was like really active in his like solo work. Like he was playing a lot, touring a lot. And it seemed like every time I went to a show at Great Scott or something, Jeff Rowe would be opening. Like no matter what the show was. And I'd see him so many times and I like wasn't really into it. I don't know why. I'm just like, oh my God, I've seen this guy again and again and again. And like years of this. Like I knew the songs. I never bought any of the records, but like I knew the songs because like he'd be playing them so frequently. And then there was one show I saw him play again, and I'm like, oh, that's it. I get it. And I told him so much after the show. Like I went and talked to him like, hey man, you know, I've been like seeing you around like for years and years, and I never really like connected with the music or got it until like right now.
It's awesome.
And now I'm like dyed in the wool fan of what he does.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like you never know.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you do. You never know. It's like it was like that's my story with Off With Their Heads. Like I had seen them. Like I don't even remember seeing them for the first time I saw them. Like I saw them. They opened for the Dropkick Murphys and like Frank Turner at like Mohegan Sun or some shit like that. And like I really don't remember seeing them at all. But it was. I mean, I was at that show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like for me, like Off With Their Heads, like the second I heard it, it was like game changer. Like for me and all my friends, like I got from the bottom off a torrent community I was on before you could just simply illegally download music.
Yeah.
You had to have someone share it with you.
Yeah. I
There was
remember
a lot of
torrent sites. I had a lot of music from torrent.
There's a lot of weird politics of torrents, but like I got it, I burned it onto a CD, and I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. And I gave it to my friend Matt, and it like blew his mind like open. And I'm like, dude, it's like all these emo lyrics except he's serious.
Right. Yeah.
It's like not fucking around. I'm like, I don't think he's kidding. Like this is just fucking, it's like angry punk, but he's just like all these sad lyrics, and I'm like, oh, but it's fucking, I don't know. And it and like our band at the time, we were totally like all about it, and like we're like, oh, it totally changed like how we started playing and stuff. Like we're like, yeah, this is it.
No, it was funny because like I saw them way back, right, and then I got a record from Mark from the Record Club of I think it was his first acoustic album, and like I just like, yeah, this is pretty good. And then like when I was going through the shit, that's when it fucking hit me. And like and like they would always play songs from Off With Their Heads on like Faction Punk and stuff when I was, you know what I mean? So I knew the songs, but like then one day I was just like really going through some shit and I heard the lyrics and I'm like, yep. I get it now. So it's just
I mean that's why it resonates with so many people, you know?
Yeah,
because it's like a no punches pulled band. And I mean, yeah, timing, place, time, finding. My favorite. While I'm just sidebarring real quick, this is good. About sharing music and the benefit of sharing music. Like many years ago, on this same torrent community, I think. It's called like punkoiska.com or something like that. You had to like share stuff to get stuff. So you have to like have your seeding numbers up to have like to be able to download things, or your downloads be like slow. So you have to put something up for people to consume in order to get that back. Kind of nice community structure when you think about it. But I was like, I don't know. So like I had this because everyone has the cool shit up already, like the popular cool stuff's up. So there was this band. I had got their CD off like Interpunk or something. They were called Strawberry Blondes from the United Kingdom, sort of like a clashy rock and roll, rancid rock and roll type of band. And I put their record up, and this guy downloaded it, and he like left a comment that he's like, "Oh, this is like, I love this record. This is like my favorite album I've heard this year, far and away, whatever." And then a year later, he joined that band.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
like, what a wild, what a wild ride,
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah,
and I mean, like that's his story, not mine. But it's also like, oh, like you push one domino, they all fall over. You don't.
I used to put like the few local bands I knew that gave me CDs. I would put those on there. I'm like, hey, because they're giving me a burned CD. I'm like, I'm gonna put this online. And, like, and I would put them on the torrent. So
I am trying to keep that up because some of that stuff needs to be preserved. I'm not a very good archivist, but I'm working on making sure that any of that stuff that's not on streaming or lost, like the lost era of music of like late 90s through early 2000s, before people digitize things. Like the Far From Finished Oi record when they were an Oi band. Got that up on my YouTube page. Yeah, it's called Nothing But Class.
Really?
Yeah. There is a straight up Oi band. Yeah.
Wow. that's rad.
Yeah, stuff like that though. But I mean, I don't know.
No, it's So I don't know, man. Look, it's been a wild few years. I'm happy where we're at. I'm happy for the team that we got, and I'm happy like with everyone who's got ideas, and because like I said, I'm willing any idea. Sure, let's do it. But like
yeah, write Trev in with all your ideas.
No. Present me your ideas, like you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like
you need a pitch.
Yeah. So. And I'll do it. You just gotta. Well, no, you can do it. I'll just give you the platform to do it on, right? So, I think for the goals for the podcast, like I had some big goals last year for this upcoming year, but with getting sick, I think some of those are gonna have to get sidelined for a little while.
I mean, it's 2 weeks into the year.
I know, but like financially, financially,
yes,
I might have to get sidelined a little bit. But like one of the things is like, I'm always willing to hear someone out if they have a podcast pitch, if they want to write articles and they have a pitch on what they want to do. I'm more than willing to accept people onto this team. You know what I mean? Just know, you're not going to get paid. Like I'm not getting paid. No one.
Or you know what? Put in enough work that it's so good that we get paid.
Yeah.
Think about it like that.
So like I have pitches for like selling ad space and stuff like that, like for doing like audio commercials and stuff like that. And like I tell anybody, like, so we it's funny because we started a network before. We started a network, and every podcast that was on it other than this one is gone. So whatever. Whatever. But like we kind of have a network, like that's why I call it the channel, right?
Right.
Like the Underground Noise, you have the recap, and who knows, maybe we'll have more of those this year too. And I'm willing to work with anybody. I tell you, if I can get this thing so like it pays for itself, that would be awesome. Like we're not quite there. We're somewhat there, but we're not. You know what I mean? But like.
Yeah, like this wonderful cup of coffee I'm drinking right now, I could tell you what Massachusetts company I got these beans from. Yeah. For $50 an episode. I'll be reaching out.
my price sheet is not that high. Trust me, it's not that high. But maybe it should be. Who knows? I don't know. But like, I don't know. I just think there's room for this thing to grow, and I want people to grow with it. And I want people who want to write can come write. If a poet wants to have like a blog on our thing, I'll give you that. Just be consistent. That's all I ask. Like set yourself up a timeline. With the articles thing, we left that open ended because it's like, it's just it's here and there or whatever. But like, if you want to have like if someone wants a podcast, like send me a pitch. Let's see what it's about. I'll put you on the channel.
But really, we need get some reviewers in here. Please write us. Write us if you're interested in writing some reviews for bands. And you know what? I've learned also there's no too late to review something.
Right?
Because we live in the 24-minute news cycle now, so it's like, you know what? Bands could always use the bump, so you could review something like 3-6 months old. It's still there's still people waiting to hear it, you know.
Right. And that's the other thing too. Like with if you want to write reviews and stuff like that, like I'm not holding you to anything. Like you don't gotta make sure you write once a month or whatever. No, just like but you know, if you want to be like, it'd be like that. Like I would like if you could write once a month. You know what I mean? But if that's not, you know, if that's not feasible, it's not feasible. But I don't want to have 100 people like want to contribute and write one thing once, though. You know what I mean? Like,
No, yeah. If you're interested, let us know, and we'll try to source some Bandcamp download codes for you.
Yeah. Aria at the Struggling Artist Podcast.com.
Yeah. I'm happy to lead this endeavor. Let me know. Yeah. Write with me with your 3 favorite records of last year, and we can chat.
All right.
And then you're hired.
Yeah.
Based on the quality of your selections. Just kidding.
You can't hire someone if you're not paying them. We got to get the verbiage right. We got to get the verbiage right on that. But, yeah. I don't know. I think I'm looking forward to this year. With even though, like, you know, we had our first missed week of the flagship show since 2020 because I was sick, which is, you know, I just couldn't do it. I was too weak. I hate saying that, but I was super weak. I could barely walk. So, but you know what? I think I was entitled to 1 week off.
Yeah, I think you are. I think you might even consider building in a little time off, but
we'll see.
One thing at a time.
I was ready to like pass the show on to somebody. I was about to get my last rites. I thought I was done. So I was like, I gotta pass this. That's the other thing. And I'm cool with that. Like I'll have people want, you know, if someone wants to guest host, go ahead. I'll sit back and just produce, you know? So I don't know. But anyway. That's all I got, man. You got anything else?
No, that's all I got.
All right, this was good. I have my personal goals on here, but I don't want to talk about those. So, things I finished last year because of you, actually, because of you, taking away that one show from my workload. I was able to finish Disconnect, which is the book, right? I was able to work on the audio version of Disconnect. I was on 2 compilations this year. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And I made a tabletop RPG.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, you know, and people like it. That's the other thing. That's the cool part. And now I just got to figure out how all this shit can make me money. I guess that's the next step. But anyway, but it's because of this community that we have, and I was able to take time for myself to work on these things. So I thank you, Aria, for
thank you for on behalf of all the musicians that come on the show.
Yeah, I guess.
Thank you.
Sure. Anytime. I love music, so you know that. But all right, well, we're gonna get out of here. We took out enough of your time. Thank you to everybody who's reached out to us, left us messages, and you know, seriously, like it's this, like I am grateful for everybody, and I do appreciate everyone, and I'm able to do this thing because people listen. So cheers to another year. Here we are. We're in 2026. This is we'll see what happens this year. Hopefully some good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Adios.